In a 3, 2, 1, go! Bloody hell. Jokes. This ain't gonna be a any sort of comedic video, because this might be a long video. So if you follow me on Facebook or anything like that, any social media, I said I wanted to post up regarding one of my clients' choice to do a show, just like kind of out of the blue. All right, I've been working with Tom for about 10 weeks now, 11 weeks. So we hooked up about 16 weeks out from his actual show, which is in 3 weeks. I've known Tom for about 5-6 years. I've always spoke to him, always run stuff by him. He's very knowledgeable of himself, but obviously when it comes to prep, sometimes the mind can wander places. So he got in touch with me. He said, look, you dive quite similar to me, and you know, do you fancy taking charge of my prep this year? I said, cool, that's fine. I said, I don't want to run it like a normal prep, because at the end of the day, he knows his body, he's been training for years. And I said to him that let's have it more of a, I will do his diet, I will do his training routine and everything like that, and then I'll run it by him. He can point out where he doesn't want to do stuff, or he does want to do stuff. Right, so that's all the boring stuff out of the way, and let's get to the whole reason of the video. All right, and the reason why I wanted to make the video is because I know a lot of guys, including myself, have found it very hard to kind of nail the last few days of prep, and sometimes people can mess it up, because what you try to do to the in layman terms is get the muscles as full as you can, and get as much water as you can in your system, so that you can, you know, you look bigger, you look more defined, more cuts are showing, and you have a better chance of winning. Right, so Tom texted me on Thursday morning, and he said, look, there's a show on Saturday, and I really want to do it as a warm-up show, because I just fancy doing it. It's only a 2-hour drive for me, and I think I can place well, because it's a small independent show. I said to Tom, if we do it, then I don't want to change nothing. I just want you to roll in like a normal day, and let's just go with that. And that's fine. We agreed that. Then what happened, I texted Tom a few hours later, and I said, Tom, actually, I tell you what, let's do a mock run, because I want to carb you up I want to load you up a certain way when it comes to your proper show in 3 weeks. So let's try and do a mock run, see how you react, see how your body reacts, and see what the result is, and then we know where we went wrong for your next show. Alright, so on the Thursday, I said to Tom, deplete yourself a little bit during the night, so that you wake up nice and depleted on the Friday morning, so that we can start filling you up. So Tom I gave him 2 options: either do high intensity cardio with laid up, or do low intensity cardio laid up, but obviously longer duration. So he went for the longer duration, because he's got misses, and he said he would just go out for a walk with her and everything. So he done that, and overnight he dropped 2 pounds. So he woke up 217 on the Thursday, he was 215 on the Friday, which is perfect. So it gave us a chance to start carving him up. Sorry guys, I'm just getting his last day routine up, just so I can read it. Okay, so what I got him to do is deplete himself on the Thursday, so that we could load him up from the Friday. Now, Tom's metabolism is really fast. He's a tall guy. I think he's about 9 foot. I don't know. Anyone who's taller than 6 foot to me looks about 9 foot. But he goes through calories really quick, and his body is really hard to keep full. And I found with carb ups alone, it wasn't cutting it. And whenever he was doing carb ups alone, the next day when he would send me pictures, he would just look flatter. So then we started to do junk refeeds, and it would be 2 or 3 meals on a Sunday he would have as junk, and then he would send me pictures on Monday, and then I noticed that he was looking a lot better after we had junk. But it's very risky, I think, before a show to do a full junk load. So what we've done is a combination of the two, and the reason why I've done a combination of the two is carbs alone, I think, would have just sped his metabolism up, resulting in him being flatter. Loads of junk alone probably would have given him some stomach issues in the distended stomach, and possibly could have led to, you know, diarrhea or anything like that, because the stomach is quite sensitive when you are about to go to compete. So we went, I asked for him to do a mixture of both. So we were going to do carb and junk with each meal, and this is kind of how it went. All right, so I told him to wake up in the morning and send me pictures straight away, so he did. And the first thing I noticed straight away, straight out of the blocks, was he was fucking flat as a pancake. I can't show the pictures because Tom cleverly sent me pictures completely naked, and out of respect for Tom and his girlfriend, I can't show you the pictures, but I will show you the competition pictures at the end, so you can see how full and dry he looked on stage. All right, so I told Tom to wake up, send me pictures. He sent me pictures. He was flat as fuck. I could tell straight away, and so we decided to go on straight away with the plan, because what I said to him is that I want pictures 1 or 2 hours after every meal, so that we can tell how you're looking, and I can make any changes. I'd done him a base diet for the day, but I said to him changes can be made, so you have to keep me updated, which he did. To be fair, he kept me updated the whole day. All right, so I woke him up and I made him have 750 millilitres of water, 150 grams of oats, and 4 whole eggs. So that was actually quite a light breakfast. I gave quite a lot of fat so that it doesn't digest that quickly and it keeps him fuller for a little bit longer. He texted me about an hour after that with pictures, and he just looked the same. And in fact, he'd actually lost weight. So he was 215 and a half in the morning. After that water and that meal, he had gone down to 215. All right. So then I said, let's have a second meal, and the plan was 500 ml of water, chicken and rice, and we just amended this slightly. So I told him to have 750 millilitres of water, 125 grams of chicken, 250 grams of rice, and 1 blueberry muffin. And the muffin was to be about 400 calories, so nice and dense, but it wouldn't take up any room in his stomach because muffins are quite light to eat. So he had this, and he took me pictures after this meal. It was just about an hour after this meal, and I could start to see some life coming into his physique. He was able to pose better. His lower back had tightened up quite significantly, and his glutes had tightened up quite a lot. So I said to him, all right, let's keep the plan. Meal 3 was 500 millilitres of water, 125 grams of beef, 150 grams of oats, 1 tablespoon of nut butter. So he chose cashew nut butter because that's what he gets on with. So that was meal 3. Nothing special about that. Nothing happened after that. I said to him, take pictures. He took pictures about an hour later, I think. Yeah, he took pictures an hour later. And then for meal 4, pictures hadn't changed. They were still about the same. This, though, the next set of pictures were fucking amazing. So meal 4, we had 500 millilitres of water, 125 grams of chicken, 300 grams of rice, and 2 Snickers bars. Okay, again, carbohydrate and fat-rich foods, a little bit of junk that will give him a nice little pump. When he sent me pictures after this, I said, bang, we're on. He was 2 pounds up. He was up to 217. And his look was a whole lot better. He's not drinking a ton of water, but he's drinking enough that will make him piss and will make him empty his bowels and everything. All right, so he was 217 after that. That was meal 4. He took a picture. Those pictures were really good, and they looked spot on. Then meal 5 was 500 millilitres of water, 100 grams of chicken, 300 grams of rice, and another muffin. Now, he took pictures after this, and he looked like he was starting to spill. He did. He looked like he was starting to spill. His back had slightly smoothed over a little bit down at the bottom. His glutes had slightly smoothed over, and his hamstrings weren't as prominent. Now, I had to make a choice. Either we spill a little bit today, or we risk, because I know what Tom's metabolism is like, where he just gets flat anyway by the next day. So I thought, let's play the safer option. I'll spill him a bit tonight and we can pull it back a little bit tomorrow. So then meal 6, 500 millilitres of water, 250 grams of steak, and 2 muffins. So there's no carbs then. We just had some nice steak and muffins. and I don't think anything changed for that meal. No, nothing changed for that meal. So that was it. That was 500 milliliters of water, 250 grams of steak, 2 muffins. Actually, I did get one thing wrong. The meal before, I made him have more water. Okay, and then that was it. That was the food finish for the day. 6 meals, carbs and fats and a little bit of junk in every meal. He was 217. When he sent me pictures at night, he had definitely spilled over. But I wasn't really too worried because we had our diuretics to take. So because this wasn't his main show, I didn't go with harsh diuretics. We just took some vitamin C and some dandelion root tablets. So Tom took that with a glass of wine before bed, which would have made him continuously piss throughout the night, drop water and tighten up a little bit. So now on to the show day. Tom, he woke up and he sent me some pictures, and he pretty much looked the same as he did the morning before. He was a little bit, he was tighter, but he was still a little bit flat. Asked him his weight, and he had actually gone from 215 and a half to 215, so he'd actually dropped a little bit of weight. So now this is where theories conflict. Some people now would not have water again, and they would say, that's it, we've cut water out the night before, let's leave it. I didn't. I said to Tom, fuck it, get up, 300, 400 millilitres of water. You're taking diuretics, you're going to continuously piss anyway. I made him have 400 millilitres of water, a black coffee, because coffee's a diuretic, so that will naturally make him piss, 250 grams of steak, and 150 grams of oats. Perfect. And we did cut water at that point. Tom sent me some pictures before he left to go to the show, and he looked flat. And simple as, he looked flat. He was quite pumped, but he looked flat. I asked him how his posing was. He said he couldn't pose too hard, so that signaled to me if he's not feeling his muscle and his posing, he's quite flat. The next meal was just standard 100 grams of chicken and 250 grams of rice, and then I said to Tom, send me some pictures once he's at the venue, in a toilet or whatever. Doesn't matter about the lighting, you should be able to tell. If you're lean in any lighting, simple as, forget lighting. Right, so I'm just scrapping that now. So that was after meal 2. He sent me those pictures. He was flat. He was considerably quite flat. So at this point I was kind of wondering what to do. He had rice cakes, jam and peanut butter, the usual stuff that you have on hand. So now it's a call between, do we feed him with more food? Do we give him water? Do we give him a combination of both to try and fill him out without spilling him over? And in all honesty, no offence to Tom, and he knows this, he's not structurally well put together. He is not, he's a very tall guy. He doesn't have the shape of a shorter, more muscular guy. So his forte would have been condition and fullness. Bring that condition and bring it looking full, bring it looking hard. So I said to Tom, and I apologised to him beforehand, I said, if we do this, what I want you to do, and it backfires, then by all means completely blame me. I don't really mind. So I got him to have about 100 millilitres of water, because he had stopped pissing at this point. If he is still pissing, I wouldn't have got him to have any water, because it still means that he's still got water in his body. So at this point he was just having dribbles of piss. So I gave him 200 millilitres of water, and I told him to go to McDonald's and or Subway, and get something with a shitload of sodium in. So I told him to go for a double, what they call double cheeseburgers. I don't know what they taste like because they're not halal. Just in case my dad was joking. So I said to him, have double cheeseburgers, get the cheese taken out, get the gherkin taken out, because I didn't want anything to go in his body that he's not been eating, anything foreign, because we just risk the run off his stomach getting bloated and distended, and it's just not worth it. So he had 2 apple pies, which wasn't on the menu, by the way. He fucking just decided to do that himself. 2 apple pies, he had a portion of chips with a lot of salt on, and he had a double cheeseburger with no cheese, no gherkins, nothing like That was an hour before prejudging. I told him not to warm up until he sees the class going off before him. So generally how a bodybuilding show works, they'll come on and they'll come backstage and say, you've got 30 minutes to warm up for a show. Generally that's bollocks and it takes a lot longer. So I said to Tom, only start warming up when you start to see the class before you start to empty and that sort of shit. So he pumped up, and then he was posing. Obviously he couldn't text me while he was on stage, but I was talking to his girlfriend at the time, and she was sending me live updates, pictures, videos, and Tom was full as a fucking house, and you could see quite evidently he was posing well. He was posing well. He was able to hold his poses. He was really hard, really vascular throughout the upper half. Slightly a little bit softer in the legs, but that is due to condition because we are 3 weeks out from his proper show. But it was all good. All right, so that was the stage, and he was perfect. He was straight in the middle with the call-outs. There was hit between him and another guy, so we had no worries. Now, this is a morning show and a night show, so we had to worry. I couldn't load Tom too much because we had to worry about the night show as well. So Tom actually sent me this morning because I told him I'm going to make a video, and he said to me, look, I want to add some stuff to your video because obviously people would like to know how I felt. So this is some of the stuff he said to me. He said, after I got off the stage, I flattened. He flattened quickly after he got off stage. Again, with the way his body works, it's just the way it is. So he attempted to have some sandwiches and cookies to fill back out. This is where he went wrong. Now, remember, he's in a dehydrated state. He's not been drinking water, he's been taking diuretics. And he done quite the stupid thing. He had a whole load of sugar. I think he had Haribos or something. Again, something I didn't prescribe, but he done it because I've done it before as well. I'm thinking, when you're feeling weak, you think, oh yeah, let me get some fucking sugar. Sometimes it doesn't work like that directly because you have to be careful with what carbs you're putting in your body. Because with a sugar rush, what's going to happen? You're going to have a crash. Right, so he had some Haribo and everything, and drank a little bit of water, and then he fucking crashed horribly, and he said to me he felt faint, and he felt like he was going to collapse, he couldn't move. And then he had some cashew butter on some rice cakes because he needed some fats to slow the digestion down of his carbs, the sugars that he just had. Okay, and the one thing he said was that in the morning he was able to pump up absolutely perfect. So the combo we had for the morning was perfect for his physique. If it was a show, some shows are you do your first bit of posing and then you're directly given your awards. He would have been fine, would have been absolutely fine because he wouldn't have to worry about doing the night show. All right. His tan, which they actually did comment on, saying that his tan was one of the best in the shows. By the way, he wanted me to point this out. This wasn't no doing of mine. This is what he done. Was 5 coats of Pro Tan and a thin layer of Dream Tan applied with a paint roller on the day. Okay, so I might be babbling on a bit, and the video might be going back and forth, but I'm just going. It's free. I don't write nothing down. I'm just freestyling a bit. Okay. And in the end, he took second place. So he took second place. We were really happy. The pictures look fucking fantastic. I'll put the pictures again on after this video. So at the end of this video, you can see the pictures. You can see how he looked. And the feedback from the judges was he needs to be 5-6 pounds leaner, which made both of us really happy because on the Thursday morning, me and Tom discussed how he looked, and I said I want you in at 210 for your show. Otherwise, I don't think you're going to get the look that you need to be able to push into the top 3. Because at the end of the day, like I say, Tom's a tall guy, and he doesn't have the shape or the muscularity to afford to come in less conditioned. All right, so because this is a little bit all over the place, I hope it kind of makes sense. It can help someone, because end of the day, I always struggle with being able to fill out and then make sure that I don't spill over. I've either spilt over or I've come in really flat because I've been too scared to eat the food. I will say one thing. When it comes to Tom's show in 3 weeks, we're gonna carb up harder. We're gonna load harder. So the plan is to do more junk on the Friday, so less food is required on the Saturday, and he can keep his stomach nice and tight, and he can just roll in to the show nice and fully pumped. He competes at 12 in the morning. For this show, he competed at 3 in the afternoon, so we had to worry about keeping him full for the day. In this show, he can wake up at 7, eat, and then roll to the show. For the show, I'm actually going to be taking videos because I'm going there. I didn't go to his show because it was too short notice, but I will be taking videos and everything, and you can see the carbing up and all that sort of shit that we're doing, and his tan, because I know a lot of people struggle with tan. So yeah, so I'll say the take-home message is, if you have a fast metabolism and you are in the condition, you have to be in the condition to allow for this, to allow for junk and the high carb up. Which might spill you over a little bit, but remember, you are going to be cutting out water. Some people are going to be taking diuretics, so you are going to get tighter automatically anyway, and hopefully that junk, that sodium in your system, will stay in your muscle to give you a really good look on the second day. So if you have any questions, just comment below and I will pretend to get back to them in due course. I will get back to them at some point, but yeah, if you have any questions, seriously, just leave it down and we'll get back to you. And you can follow us on Facebook on Zero Genetics. Shit, I got low battery. Right, so I hope this is some help. Sorry if I was rambling on a little bit. I didn't write anything down. Nothing's pre-planned. I won't even watch this video once I've recorded it. I don't ever watch any of the videos because I fucking hate watching myself on. I hate watching myself on the videos. So, take home is, if you struggle to carb up, you struggle to get full, it's probably because you're just doing carbs alone. Add some junk, add some fat. It slows everything down and it will keep you fuller for longer. Peace.